welcome to my channel. My name is Jade and this is the eye look that I've created today alongside with glossy lips and nicely highlighted skin. I wanted to do something really easy for you guys to follow along with, so that's why I created again this bronzy look with a little bit of shimmer on the lids as well. I know we are currently in isolation at the moment and there's probably not a whole lot of places where we could potentially wear this look, but even if it is just going to the kitchen or even going to the garage or the garden, wherever it may be, you do you, girl. But I really do hope you guys like this look and definitely stay tuned to see how I got this look. Okay, so I'm going to start off using my Lucas Pawpaw ointment just to hydrate my lips and make sure they're all nice and good for when we do our lipstick. I would say that this is probably one of my top lip balms to use, just because it's really, well, obviously it's natural as well, it's derived from papaya, but also you can easily just pick it up from like Chemist Warehouse or Kohl's, so it's just really easily accessible for everyone to get. Okay, so after we've done our lips, we're gonna prime our face. I'm using the Farsali Unicorn Essence. I find this really good for my skin, just because I am on the combination side. I would say I am more oily, but I find that this definitely doesn't give me any greasy feeling or anything. And also it's pink as well, which is very nice to have in the makeup routine. And it is enriched with heaps of antioxidants as well, which is great for your skin. So really you're priming your skin whilst also giving it all the goodness it needs and the vitamins as well. So we're just gonna press that into our skin rather than rubbing it in. We'll press it into the skin because that way it makes sure that the oils are really absorbed into it. I'm not putting anything on my T-zone yet as my primer because with my skin, whilst I am on the combination side, I do lean more towards the oily side. So by putting that primer there, it's probably gonna have the opposite effect of what I wanna do. I wanna just mattify that area and also shrink my pores as well. So to do that, I'm gonna be using the Benefit Porefessional in the Matte Rescue. This one is more, again, of a watery base type of vibe that we're going for, so just all up in my nose, a little bit in the T-zone area as well, but more in the nose. And like we did for the Farsali Unicorn Essence drops, we're just going to press that one into the nose as well, and this will give it a really good matte look, so nothing will shine through, just like that. So after we get our primer on and everything's all soaked in, I'm gonna start off with my eyes first because that's what I like to do personally. So I'm gonna put down a long-lasting stick eyeshadow base. Now this one is from Kiko Cosmetics. Laura Mercier also do a really good dupe of this. So this is in the shade 06. But if you go for the Laura Mercier Caviar sticks as well, 100% there will be a similar shade. This one's in more of a taupey, bronzy look with a little bit of shimmer to it. I'm just gonna apply that all over my lid like that. Keep in mind as well, guys, the eyeshadow sticks can be pretty drying as well, so you do gotta act pretty quickly with this. So just like that, all over the eye. I'm just gonna blend that in as well into the skin, like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna move on to is the whole eyeshadow look. So what I'm wanting to go for today is just a really basic brownie, smoky eye look with obviously a little bit of shimmer to the eyelids to make it a bit more fancy. I'm gonna go in with my Tartelette Toasted palette from Tarte. I really like this particular eyeshadow palette just because it's got all the warm tones and everything that I need because I am a warm tone girl. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Cozy, which is just this one in the corner here. I'm just gonna run that all throughout my crease just to give it a bit more definition and again, add a bit more warmth. So how's everybody doing with isolation? I mean, nobody would have expected this whole COVID to get out of control. I remember I first heard of the outbreak probably like back in maybe like March time I'll say, and it wasn't really that big at the time, but obviously it just went from country to country and got worse and worse. So I work from home, so I am a recruitment consultant by day, and how I'm personally coping with it is, I mean, I've got my family at home, so my mum and my brother rather both work at home. And I also go for a walk with my dog as well, Chloe. So she is a Maltese cross poodle, so that's what we like to do throughout the day. Also for the brush I'm using as well, it is just from the Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. I really do like these brushes because one, they are really convenient and they're obviously double-ended. So I'm using this side, which is more of a slim side, more straight, just to get in those inner corners and make it a little bit easier. So that's kind of the top part done. So now what I'm gonna do is taking a smaller brush. So this one is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe No Tug brush. I'm just gonna take the shade Cozy again from the palette and I'm just gonna run that under my eyes. So this is what's gonna give it that smoky look, which I really like. Nothing too dramatic or anything. This is literally just meant to be a 5-minute look, so something that everybody can do while they're on the go, just like that. So just running it under the lower lash line just like that, and it will just give it that really nice smoky blown out look. I guess a little bit about starting YouTube as well during isolation. I feel like this is the best time for everybody to jump on the YouTube bandwagon, especially if it's something that has really been on your mind. I know for myself, my mom's always been telling me for the past so many years to just get on YouTube, film a few makeup looks because she knows how much I've wanted to do it. So obviously now's a better time than anything to get that done. So I thought I'd just start off with something really easy and very simple, just so everybody can follow it as well. But I guess when it comes to makeup, so in terms of where my love for makeup really started, it all honestly started off with YouTube. So I was an OG fan of Bethany Moda back in the day, and then obviously like Desi Perkins and Katie. I watch them on a regular basis, so they have honestly been my inspiration. So after we've done our whole eye look, I'm just gonna go in with my Maybelline Master Precise All Day Eyeliner in the shade Black. Now for this part, I probably can't talk to you guys just because I'm trying my best to concentrate, but I'm just gonna do a reasonably thin black line, although they always do end up being a bit thicker. One eye done. On to the next. What do you guys think? Do you think that's even? I'm pretty sure it's even. Yeah, that will do for now. Okay, so after we've done our eyeliner, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tight line my upper lash line and lower lash line. I find that it makes my eyes look really big and really doll-like as well. So again, just having a look into the mirror, get right underneath. So I find that tight lining, especially because I'm gonna be putting on lashes as well, it really helps to cover the lash band, but also it just for me ties the whole look together, especially when you do have eyeliner on top, because for me anyway, sometimes when I don't tight line, it looks like there's a bit of a gap between the eyeliner and my eyelashes. And also the good thing about tight lining is it will make your lashes look a lot thicker and a lot fluffier as well. So it's just a little trick I like to make sure that I do, especially when I do wear eyeliner. So once I do my top lash line, I'm gonna go in and do my bottom lash line. So again, just bring the mirror close and just looking down and just right underneath. Now it's okay if it does look a little bit messy like mine is, because what we're going to do is we're going to smoke out that lower lash line as well. So just looking like that, so almost it looks like a bit of like an Egyptian eye. Okay, so once we do that, now we're going to move on to smoking out the lower lash line. So again, taking the It Cosmetics brush, the one that I just used before, we're going to be using the smaller shade brush here, and it's to use for smudging, and taking fireside from the Tarte palette, again just underneath the lash line, and we're just going to smoke that out like so. So what's the first thing you guys are going to do as soon as we do come out of lockdown? I know for me, the biggest thing that I've been missing is the gym. So I've never really been gymming as hard as I have probably in the past so many years of my life. And I only just got into it more recently because of my brother and my boyfriend and one of my best friends as well. She used to actually do competition for bodybuilding. So she really also got me into making sure that I was looking after myself. So I was training twice a week before this whole lockdown, and I found that honestly my muscles did grow quite substantially, and I was definitely looking my best shape ever. But ever since the close down, obviously that kind of went out the window. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into it and really just training the best that I can. I know as well a lot of people would obviously be really looking forward to going back to the cinemas as well, which is something that I know I'm definitely looking forward to. I think the movie that was meant to be coming out was A Quiet Place. Yeah, that's the one. So I really enjoyed that first movie, A Quiet Place. So I'm really looking forward to the second one coming out. So I know Australia is doing the opening up of everywhere in I think 3 or 4 stages. So I think the first stage is actually going to be happening sometime this week. So that will be good once we're out of this lockdown, and then things can go back to normal. Okay, so now that we've got our lower lash line all smoked out, I'm gonna go in with my mascara. So this is the one from L'Oreal, the Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. I'll leave all the products I use below as well in the description box. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna coat my eyelashes just to get them ready for the falsies that we'll be putting on. I find that this mascara as well really thickens and lengthens my lashes all at once. It's definitely my #1 used mascara. And again, the great thing about this mascara is that it is drugstore as well. So you're not gonna be spending a fortune gonna get it. Definitely check out Chemist Warehouse when they do have like 40% off, 50% off as well. That's when I usually bulk up on a lot of my products, and then I just keep them away, especially away from any type of direct sunlight, just so that the product doesn't get ruined. Okay, and don't forget your lower lash line as well. Those little baby hairs definitely need to be coated. I don't have a lot, but from what I do have, I will definitely make sure to coat it. Again, this just opens up your eyes and definitely gives a more doll-like effect. Like that. So for the eyelashes I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using the Kiss lashes. They are just in the number 11. They're really easy to use and they're very fluffy and wispy as well, which is what I really like about them. They're also pretty spaced out as well, so my natural lashes can nicely go through the fake lashes and it just creates a really fluffy look overall. So I'm just going to take them out and measure them to my eye shape and eye size. Okay, so once we've measured our eyelashes to the length that we want it to be, I'm going to be going in with the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins in Dark. So from me anyway, I find that my lashes tend to pop off and fly off, and it's really annoying as well. So a little hack that I like to do is I just like to put a little bit of the lash glue on the top part of my eyelid, just where I've applied my eyeliner. I don't go in like a brush motion, I just dot it where it needs to be and where I'm going to be placing it, like so, just above. So one eye done. And so while that's drying and also needs to get tacky as well, I'm just going to take my eyelash, and for this one I'm going to be just brushing on the glue for this one. If you guys are able to get a hold of these Kiss lashes, definitely 100% worth it. They're really nice lashes. Another one of my favorite brands of lashes to get are the velour lashes. I know they're really exy and very luxurious, but they're definitely one of my favorite ones. I know that one of the styles that they have is called, I think, Doll and Fluffy. I'll leave it in the description bar below, but it's really nice, very fluffy, very voluminous to the eyes. As you can probably tell by now, that's definitely my go-to lashes. So I love anything that's really fluffy and voluminous, and something that's going to really bring a lot of attention to my eye. And also to make the glue dry a little bit quicker, for me anyway, probably not for everybody that can do this if you are doing makeup on a client, I like to just blow on my lashes, but using my breath that's hot, obviously. Just like that, just because then it makes the glue dry a lot quicker. And then getting your mirror, just looking really close up into the mirror, I'm just going to apply it on my lash line and try and angle it from going downwards like that rather than direct on. And just anchor the eyelash like that. I really like to use tweezers, so these ones are just from Kroby, something that's got a really pointy tip to it as well. I personally find that I can't put my lashes on with just my fingers because I find it gets really hard and not very precise. And tweezers just really help making the lash gun a lot easier. So once that's on, then what I do is I like to take the back of the tweezer and just kind of push the lash into the glue and into my natural lashes as well. And then with just your finger here, just pinch it together as well, so it really sticks. Like that. See how much of a difference lashes can make to your overall look? And we'll just repeat on the other side as well. Okay, so eyes are all done. I think it's really pretty, very simple, beautiful, smoky, bronzy look, something that's perfect for every day. So that's the look right here, as you can see. And again, I reckon the lashes make a huge difference, but again, if you don't wear any lashes, that's totally fine. That's all good. So now we've done that. So now what we're gonna move on to is doing our foundation. So what I like to use is a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in shade 109. Just for reference, I am an NC44 girl from MAC. So if that gives you guys any indication, that's my shade range. And also coming from a Sri Lankan background as well, I tend to lean on more of the golden yellow side of tone. So just all of my girls out there who have maybe around the same skin tone as me, this would be a great match for you. Speaking of Sri Lankan backgrounds as well, so my boyfriend and I are actually planning on hopefully traveling to Sri Lanka at the end of the year. We did go last year and that was an amazing trip. So a lot of his family is in Sri Lanka, as is mine, but we want to go this time to Yala and do a safari tour and see a few of our relatives as well. So fingers crossed, if the whole COVID-19 gets better and we can start to travel internationally, that is definitely one of our first destinations that we're going to go to. The other place we want to go to as well is Dubai. I've never been. I know that my boyfriend has, and he said that he absolutely loved it, so that's definitely going to be on our places to travel hopefully at the end of the year. Leave a comment below where you guys definitely want to go traveling after the whole COVID-19. I know that definitely Europe was a very popular place for a lot of people to travel to, so would love to know where you guys would recommend for Nav and I. If we can't go to Sri Lanka, what other places we can go to for our holidays. So see how that just blended into my skin really beautifully. It is a very matte foundation, so there's not going to be much shine coming through it, but what we're going to do is at the end of the video we're going to add some highlighter on just to bring back a little bit of that shine and that healthy look. Okay, so once that's all on the skin and evened out our complexion, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer in the shade 50WY, which means warm yellow, and I'm just going to place that under my eyes just in 3 little strokes like that. And then again, with my beauty blender, I'm just gonna go in and tap that in all along under my eyes. I don't wanna do too much highlighting to my face. Again, I just wanna keep this look very easy and very simple for you guys to follow. So that's just that. And I find that going under the eyes attracts the most attention as well, and will just overall pull your whole look together really nicely. My birthday's coming up in exactly 6 weeks from now, so I am a Gemini girl. Really looking forward to my birthday, so I am turning the big 25. I don't have any plans as such yet. I mean, I think what my girlfriends and I were going to do is we were going to go into the city and have a few drinks, but I think plans obviously have changed now, so it's just really going to be spent at home with my family. So I do have an older brother, so my brother is 27, turning 28 in October, so I'm the youngest, and I've obviously got my mom and my dad here. And we're really close as a family as well. We do a lot of things together. A new hobby that we've all actually taken up doing is bike riding. I haven't been bike riding since I was a little girl, and it's something that I really do like to do now, especially when you're going like down the hill and the wind's just in your face and in your hair. It's just a lot of fun. So definitely recommend you guys to try out bike riding if you haven't done it for a while. Okay, so now that we've got that all blended into our skin, we're going to set that. So I do have a few lines just underneath my eyes there. It's very natural. We all get it as we tend to age. So what I like to do is just to make sure that it doesn't crease anymore, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier powder in the shade Translucent. And I'm just going to dust that all under my eyes, just like that. I'm not going to do any baking or anything. It's just a really light dusting under my eyes. I find that when I do bake, a lot of the times my under eyes tend to get quite dry and very greasy. So I tend to try and avoid that as much as I can. And just a little bit on my forehead, my nose, and just a little bit on my chin as well. And I find that this powder as well gives a really smooth effect as well to the skin, which is really nice. So now that we've got most of our base on, I'm gonna go in with a bronzy contouring color. So for that, I'm gonna be using MAC in the shade Blunt. It's really a blush, I guess, best way to put it, but it's a really chocolatey brown color. So I'm gonna take that on my Morphe E3 brush, which is quite large, and just swirl it around a bit, tap off the excess, and just go into the hollows of my cheek, like so. Again, it's not to contour or anything, it's just to add a little bit of dimension to the face. And I find as well, when you set this down before your actual blush, it gives a really nice look and color to the blush as well. So if you can, just like kind of suck in your cheeks, just like that. Nothing too crazy, just on the perimeters of the face, like that. So after we've done that, now I'm gonna go in with my blush. One of my favorite blushes is from MAC again, and it is in the color Gingerly. So I'm gonna go with my Morphe E4 brush, just up like that. I'm a huge blush girl, so the more the better, I find. And again, just sucking in your cheeks and just going up. Now for the fun part, we're gonna go in with our highlighter. So I do have two options here. I do have a cream highlighter stick. Now this one is from Maybelline. It is the Master Strobing Stick in the color Medium Nude Glow. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but I do like to use this pretty often when I do some natural looks. The reason why is because it's not sticky, it's not greasy or anything, but it does give that really beautiful glow to the skin. But for today's one, I'm gonna go in with a powder. So I like to use the Laura Geller in Gilded Honey, just this one right here. This one actually I got in America when I was traveling, maybe about 3 years ago. So just on the highest points of the face. I like to personally just do the cheekbone. I don't like to go too crazy, but I like a lot of the highlighter just to be here. Yes, as I was saying, I bought this highlighter when I went to America a few years ago with my family, and honestly the shopping in America is to die for. It's absolutely my favorite, and I know that my partner wanted to go as well, so I would have to take him shopping. But I love going into Sephora. So at the time when Sephora was just opening in Australia, we didn't really have much access to a lot of the makeup products, and obviously shipping was really expensive back then. But when we went to America to do all of our makeup shop, my mom and myself, it was just a lot of fun, and we just had the best time. So I always remember picking this up from one of the Sephoras in LA, and it's just a really fun memory that I have. Okay, so now that we've got our base done and we got that popping highlighter as well, I'm gonna go in with my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna be using the Maybelline Brow Precise. So one end has a spoolie, the other one has a color. Now this one is in the shade, I believe it's deep brown. I'm just gonna brush through my eyebrows really quickly just to get any of the excess product or like foundation that's been trapped in there. I'm just gonna go in really lightly with the crayon part of it and just fill in any gaps. So I've really been into cooking as well. That's a little fun fact about me. My mom and my nana love to bake and to cook, so that's definitely where I picked it up from. My nana, she's very traditional Sri Lankan, so she loves to bake and cook anything that is Sri Lankan food, and honestly her cooking is just incredible. You know when you try to replicate your like mom or your nana's recipe and you do everything right by the books, but then when you go to taste it yourself it never tastes right? That is exactly with my nana's cooking. She's just incredible, the food that she can cook. And like I said before as well, it's very typical Sri Lankan type of food as well. So she'll cook string hoppers, mind you, everything from scratch as well. String hoppers, kotta roti as well. So you know whenever Nana has been cooking, you will get fed very, very well and even get overfed as well, and there'll be leftover food for days. So whereas my mom's really, really good at baking. So we like to bake a lot of cakes and cupcakes and cookies and everything together. So I recently made a really good chocolate cake recipe recipe. I'm more than happy to film it for you guys as well, but it's like a 3-layer chocolate cake, and on the top I just decorated with some strawberries, and it was really tasty. So I can definitely film a video for you guys on that. But I love baking though. I find it very relaxing and very therapeutic as well, and obviously the end product as well, giving it to my family and my friends to try as well, is always fun. Okay, so now that we've got our eyebrows done, we're going to move on to basically the second final step, and that is the lips. So for that, I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty gloss, and it is in the color Fussy. It's a pinky nude color with free flecks in it as well, and it just smells of watermelon as well. It's just one of the best glosses that you can get in the market, I reckon. I'm really into my glossy lips. I used to be a huge matte girl, but I found that after a while they really do just tend to dry your lips out. And with a glossy look as well, you can never go wrong because it really pairs well with any type of eyeshadow look that you do. And especially if it's got a little bit of a shade in it as well, like this one. Like that. Okay, now for the fun step. What we're going to move on to is just basically setting the whole makeup look, making sure that there's no excess powder on the skin, and just really melting everything all together so it comes out looking very flawless. So I'm going to be using the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I find that this one is really pretty on the skin and definitely gives a very luminous effect. It is very Xy. I know that not a lot of people probably want to splurge on this, but it's something that I did. A really good dupe for this one would be from Gerard Cosmetics as well. They do some really great hydrating mists in their line as well, so would definitely recommend their products as well. So I'm just going to spray that. Because it is very expensive, I'm just going to focus it mainly on the cheek area and just a tiny bit on the top of my head. So just like that. And that is the completed look, guys. Again, just a very simple, basic smoky brown look. Just like that. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please make sure that you give this video a really big thumbs up and comment down below as well what video maybe you want to see from me next. Aside from that though, have a really good day, keep safe everybody, and I will chat to you all in my next video. Bye!